Hey guys, my name is Stanhope Johnson. I'm the master club fitter at the brand new Golf Galaxy here in Hilton Head, South Carolina. A little bit about me. I was a big time junior golfer and I was a collegiate golfer at NC State University. Also chased my dream by playing professional. Went to Q school 4 times, played many tour events, and chasing my dream out there. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about club fitting and why club fitting is so important, whether you're a beginner, average golfer, and or an expert or tour player. Now we're just trying to maximize not only distance, but consistency and accuracy. Club fitting identifies exactly what shaft you need, lie angle, length, club head type, everything we can think of goes into this club fitting. Talking about the pre-interview process aspect with club fitting. Now I have my customers fill out this questionnaire. It talks about A, how often do you play? What's your handicap? Physical limitations. Are you currently taking lessons? What are you working on with your golf coach? It's really important to come in here with a swing that you've been practicing with and not going to change down the road with the club that I fit you in. Now, then the club won't exactly fit you if we go change your golf game. So it's really important that we talk about even your misses. Do we chunk it? Do we hit it thin? Do we slice it? Do we hook it? What's the longest club we have confidence with? Maybe it's your 7-iron. How can we fix that? Do we need to go to a hybrid or 7-wood? We can even talk about that. But the pre-interview process to club fitting is very important. And if your club fitter doesn't do that, please stress this to them so they can fit you in the proper club. Talking about how launch monitors is so important with club fitting, it gives us all these numbers that I'm able to interpret. Not every golfer is able to interpret all these scientific data numbers and how the optimizer works. So here at Golf Galaxy, we got the TrackMan. It's been around for 15 or 16 years. The tour pros trust it. College golfers trust it. We trust it here at Golf Galaxy. And it's my job every day, and I take great pride and joy in what I do. I love club fitting. I love seeing new golfers come in every day to better their game. So we're looking at all these numbers: spin rate, what impact loft we're presenting, how far it's going. Obviously, we love to maximize just how far we can hit the ball, but it's really important for your club fitter to understand all these numbers so they can give you a high quality golf club. So during a club fitting, we're looking at just how much we can optimize, not only just carry, but accuracy. I also want to know how the club is working. So that's what all these numbers are. This is just a picture of the optimal windows we're trying to hit based on attack angle, spin loft, ball speed, launch angle, spin rate, height. That's the apex of the ball flight. So just going through these numbers right here, it's so important to understand this, for your club fitter to understand this. You don't have to understand this. The club fitter should be able to interpret it. Obviously we got carry, total distance, ball speed. Ball speed is just the opportunity for how much distance we can get based on that swing. We also got just how fast the club speed is working. Those two numbers together, ball speed over club speed, gives us smash factor. Smash factor is just telling us just how efficient the club and the swing are working together, so we can maximize distance and other opportunities in the club. So spin rate is very important, that we get spin rate to fit in a window so we don't hang up in the air too much, or if we pierce through the wind, so we run across the green and over the back. We want to be able to hold the green. Attack angle, just the degree we're attacking the ball, literally what it means. Launch angle, what window are we launching that ball? Dynamic loft, how much loft we're presenting at impact. Not every club has the same degree of loft. We got super game improvement irons that are stronger lofted than a player's iron, like a blade or a cavity back. I'm also looking at what club path is. Where is your club exiting through impact? Are we swiping across it? Are we coming from the inside? And then face control to that path. That's what face to path means. That number tells me, are we shut? Are we open to that path? Are we slicing it? Are we hooking it? And that tells me exactly what's going on. Also, what swing direction we are on the arc. Landing angle, that has something to do with some spin control. Maybe we need to decrease that loft so we get a number closer to that 45 to 50 range, so we can also not only hold the green, but maximize carry distance. Then also your apex. I want to know if you're a high ball hitter, medium, or low ball hitter. All important stuff. So now we've talked about a lot in regards to the numbers. Now we're going to be talking about the equipment and just how important the shaft is. Now, a couple misconceptions that golfers have is, what flex are you? That's a very common question, when really you should be asking how much weight is in your shaft, how much weight is in the club head too. That's very important, because just as an example right here, I've got a 95 gram of steel shaft, stiff flex. Also right here, I've got a 115 gram regular flex, stiff steel shaft. Now, the question is, which one's going to launch higher? Which one's going to produce more spin? Which one's going to flex more? It's going to be the lighter weight club. That's a common misconception. Also, in the pre-interview process, going back, we can identify if you're a high ball hitter. If you're a high ball hitter, generally the idea is the heavier shaft we need, so we can get a higher bend point, so we can launch the ball a little lower. Now, say you don't work out a lot, or you got some physical limitations, whatever that may be. That's why the pre-interview process is so important. And I emphasize this because what if you're on the back nine, you're 3 hours into the round, and the club's just feeling too heavy, getting fatigued? If you communicate that with your club fitter, maybe we can meet in the middle, and we can get, rather than that 120 gram shaft, get that 105, 106 gram shaft, and then we can fine tune it with the flex. Now, each profile has different flexes. The only way to make it stronger is to add more material, whether it's 5 grams, 4 grams, even 14 grams in some profiles. So that's why it's really important, again, in the interview process, that you communicate, well, I get really tired at the end of the round, so maybe we can get a lighter shaft. Now I'm going to give you an example of just why shaft flex is so important. Now I'm going to hit a shot here that's too flexible for my speed and my tempo. Then I've got the club that I normally hit, and you'll see that this is just going to go right because it can't kick in time for my fast tempo. So we're going to probably hit this to the right. We'll see what we get. Yeah, my swing was all out of whack there. I couldn't time it up. Couldn't time it up just right. Now I'm going to hit my club, and we'll see what we get. A little better transition right there. Better ball flight too. Talking about loft and lie, in the old days of club fitting, they used a lie board. And when you're using a lie board, you put a sticker on the sole of your club. So at impact, it makes a mark. It tells you just how the club head is interacting with the turf. Now, since I've already put it on here, I'm not going to put this one on. However, this lie board can lie to you just based on your release point, your club direction. What I'm really looking for is where the ball is exiting right after impact. I'm also looking at the curvature and, impact position too. Whether I need to go shorter or longer based on whether you're hitting it on the toe or the heel. So if you're hitting it on the toe, maybe I need to add half an inch. If you're hitting on the heel, maybe I need to shorten it half an inch, maybe even more. But, this lie board again can lie to you. So not every club fitting requires a lie board, because when we're coming through, just based on release point, we could have a big, long, deep divot, and you're still gliding through, turning that toe over. Well, and it says that, you got impact on the toe, but we're hitting it right. And this is telling you maybe we need to flatten the club. If we flatten the club, what that actually does is it points the club right. So why do we need to make it flatter if we're going to keep slicing it? Actually, we need to make it upright. What upright does is it points it left. So that's why it's really important for your club fitter to understand how lie works, and also loft. Maybe we need to de-loft it because we're hitting it too high on the face. So we need to de-loft it a little bit so we can find it closer to that sweet spot, and we can maximize ball speed and create good spin. So I just hit a shot on the lie board, and it told me that I really made a lot of turf interaction on the heel, not so much on the toe. I'm also looking at the ball flight. I hit a tight draw. I like hitting tight draws. Again, that's why it's so important to keep good communication with your club fitter, because maybe he'll see that and say, we need to make it a couple degrees flat. And all of a sudden you're hitting this fade. Well, then we go to the course and you try to hit your draw and you just can't quite do it. Again, that's why it's so important for you to tell the club fitter exactly what you're looking for and just how the live board could lie to you. So now we're going to talk about identifying which club head we need. So again, going back to the pre-interview process, talking about where your misses are, what exactly are we looking for? Are we looking for distance? Are we looking for accuracy? Are we looking for workability? And also your club fitter is going to identify pretty quickly, how often do we find the sweet spot. I got two extremes right here. I've got a blade. This is a Mizuno 241. And I've got a Big Bertha. Now also you'll clearly see that the Big Bertha is a little bit bigger head. What this head does is because it's got a bigger sole, it's got more weight behind the golf ball. And also it's going to be a little bit higher launching because there is more weight beneath the center of the golf ball. So it can launch it higher and also create more ball speed. Also, it's also hollow bodied. So it's going to have this trampoline effect and really jump off the face. So if you're looking for distance, this is a great option for you. Now, if you're looking for workability, not necessarily distance, because we find the middle of the face every time, like a tour player or a high caliber amateur, we're looking at a blade. Now it does have a muscle down here. That's why it's called an MB, muscle back. That's what it stands for. It's very easy to work this golf club. The sweet spot, however, is very small because the center of gravity is so close to the face, where you see with this Big Bertha, it's got more weight behind the face of the golf club. So the center of gravity has changed, also creating more opportunity for MOI. Long story short, it's got a bigger sweet spot. All right, now we're moving on to the drivers. So each club manufacturer has anywhere from 3, 5, maybe even 6 different driver head options, whether it's a draw bias, low spin, or neutral head. Now I've got a low spin head in this hand and a draw head in this hand. Now, if we're hitting it too high, too much spin, we need to lower that ball flight, decrease the spin. We need a low spin head, more weight closer to that face. Again, like I said, with the difference between an MB and a super game improvement head, the closer the weight is to the club face, the lower launching and decrease the spin. Now, this has internal weighting, this draw bias head. Can't really see it. Some clubs have a weight right here in the heel to help promote that draw. However, I can prescribe you, call it prescription, for a draw because you've got a big slice going on in your golf game. As a club fitter, I can only do so much to help you fix that slice. That's when we go into swing theories. If your club path is coming too far across it, say 10 or 12 degrees, and then we get to that face angle that's open too much. Sometimes we don't have that face control and shut that face down and we hit that pull hook. Again, clubs can only do so much, where we really need to work on our swing theories with your coach, swing mechanics, and really dial in the club that we fit you in. Moving on to the grips. Now, this is kind of a very touchy subject. A grip change is the most difficult thing you can do for your golf game. And again, a good interview process with your club fitter can help identify whether we need a jumbo grip or a standard grip. Also, it's very important for them to see just how you hold the grip. Are you in the fingers? Are we more in the palms? If we're more in the palms, maybe we need to go to a bigger grip. If you're in the fingers, we need to go in a slimmer grip. Now, another theory is when you go with a bigger grip, you're gonna not have as much face rotation. So maybe you're gonna find yourself hitting it right a little bit more often. So if you've got the hooks, maybe a bigger grip is your option. In order to make the grip bigger, we also need to add more material. So again, talking about swing weight, it could mess with the balance point of the club. That is what swing weight is. So this is about 80 grams. This is about 46 grams, this undersized grip. So that's going to change the balance point and swing weight of the club. So that's why it's very important to talk about, A, what's your glove size, where your miss is, and how you hold the club. So I want to talk about just when the right time is for a golfer to get club fitting. Now, we got many box sets here at Golf Galaxy just for maybe beginners. Maybe we want to learn if we even like the game. So I got some box sets over there that are $300, $400, even up to $1,000. You know, maybe we don't want to spend $3,500 quite yet on a full customized set. Also, it's really important to get a foundation of your golf swing. So then that's when we go to the next level, and that's a beginner. So we start getting lessons, seeing just what path we want to go with the game of golf. So then transitioning into the intermediate level, we got some lessons under our belt. We found a decent swing path, found some face control. Now you come see me, and we can have this discussion with a pre-interview process, what you're looking for, what you're working on in your golf game, limitations you may or may not have. Then we can, walk together and see what exact equipment that you're looking for. Then I could call it a prescription, right, for what your golf game requires. And also when we get to advanced and an expert or a tour level caliber player, I've helped everybody on every level, tour players, college golfers, fine amateur golfers, even beginners just starting to love the game. As club fitters, we can help out whatever level you're on. Again, price point is a big factor. It's not a cheap sport, but we're more than happy to help out whatever caliber golfer you are. So fitting golf clubs from driver to wedge is a very similar process. We hit a few shots with your own club, see what we're working with, see even what we're competing against, as we say as club fitters. And then we determine what degree we need on the head, what type of head we need. And then we see how much shaft weight do we need, length, then the grip. We talk about swing weight a little bit. And then when it comes to the iron, now we're presenting the club into the ball a little bit differently. We're hitting it on a downward angle, where a driver, we try to hit up on it. Not everybody does. Again, that's where our good communication and pre-interview process is very important with the club fitter. Now, again, when it comes to wedges, we have a different presentation into the golf ball, different attack angle, less hands, more hands, depends on the player. So we have this software that kind of helps us as club fitters expedite the process of what degree bounce we need, what loft do we need, what kind of grind do we need. So we have this Vokey software here. This was my fitting a few months ago, where I am pretty shallow when it comes to my gap wedge. So I don't need a whole lot of bounce. I just need 8 degrees of bounce. And I like to work many different shots with my sand wedge. So that's why I've got a 10-degree S grind when it comes to the Vokey wedge. And then I like to hit a lot of lob shots. So I've got an 8-degree bounce on my 58-degree wedge. And also I've got some tricks in there, so I can handle an 8-degree bounce. But not everybody needs that 8 degree. Sometimes you need that 14K. And again, not everybody in every club line has these same grinds. So your club fitter should know which grind in each manufacturer should match up with these Titleist wedges. That's why you come see me. And when it comes to putter fitting, that's a whole nother animal. That's a totally different stroke pattern. You're not taking it all the way back. It's just really right here. So I'm looking at direction of the ball exiting off the face. I'm looking at how much forward spin, or are we even producing backspin on the club. I'm looking at how your arc is working. Are you straight back, straight through? Are you tall over the ball? Do you squat a lot? Some of that's eyeball. We do have this biomech software that tells us exactly what the club is doing, and we can really fine tune what exact putter you need. So every fitting is a little bit different because of the presentation into the golf ball, but we can help get you there as a club fitter. What golf ball you play is very important. Now, here, our golf ball fitting program, we started the putting green, hit a lot of putts with different premium golf balls, see if you like the hot TaylorMade ball or the softer Chrome Tour ball from Callaway. So we get a feel of what exact feeling you like off the club face, and that will translate into the longer clubs in the driver. So once we get that feeling on the putting green, then we go see what the 7-iron is doing. And if we need to lower launch a golf ball, then maybe we're thinking of a Pro V1 and not a Pro V1X. Maybe we're thinking of a Chrome Tour X. Maybe we need different ball speeds. Everyone is a little different. Callaway says their ball's a little faster. Sometimes I don't find that. Everybody's a little different, presents the club in different ways. So that's why it's really important to fine tune exactly what ball you need. Now, what a lot of players don't know is what's the difference between a premium ball like a Pro V1X or a Callaway Super Soft. And the price point difference really is in the cover, that urethane cover, the secret of the golf ball. And what the urethane cover does is it's a softer cover which creates more opportunity to grab in the grooves and create more friction for greenside spin and iron spin. Not so much on the drivers, because the drivers don't have grooves in them typically. Then we go into the driver after we figure out what launch we're looking for with the 7-iron. If we're hitting it too low again, we're going to go up to an X ball like a Pro V1X or a Chrome Tour X. But a golf ball is very important to know which golf ball you need for your golf game. So now we've done the club fitting process. Now we need to maintain good grips and maintain the club's lie and loft. And that's what we can do here at Golf Galaxy in our tour shop, where we can put on whatever grip we decide to put on. Some weather a little bit faster than others, like that tacky wind grip. And then we got those cords where they can have a little bit more longevity, where you can get a little sandpaper and just bring that cord grip back to life. Also, it's really important, especially for forged irons, to check the lie and loft, because they are a softer metal than cast. Cast, I can only bend it so much before the integrity of the hosel gives, and I could break it. So it's really important to understand if you have a cast or a forged iron head, and we need to maintain good grips so we can A, hold on to the club, and B, keep that texture that we desire.